What's up, guys? This is Daniel with Midnight Movie Trash, and I'm here with
Abigail Robinson.
Let me ask you, how did you get involved with the Horrific Women's Film Fest?
So I met Cynthia at a previous film festival in Huntsville. We just connected and she invited me out here today.
Awesome. And I hear you're an effects artist. What got you into the field?
Just in the film industry in general, or so I've always had an interest in makeup, specifically horror makeup. I am a horror fan. So once I started film school, everyone always needs help with film makeup, so I just kind of started building that portfolio while going to school, so I graduated with both.
Awesome. And then I also hear you're a filmmaker. Can you talk a little bit about your filmmaking?
I have a couple films that I made in film school and I worked on outside of film school, but I've mostly dedicated my time to being an SFX artist.
Any advice you would give a young woman wanting to get into FX art and filmmaking?
Never stop trying and don't let obstacles like the industry get in the way of that.
Any projects you got going on right now you can talk about?
I have one in a couple weeks that is horror based. I can't say much, but it is. I have 2 horror films coming up soon.
Awesome. One final question. Where can they find you on social media?
So you can find me at abnormal.mua on Instagram. You can also find me at abnormalmua.com. I have my own website, and on Facebook you can find me on that same ad as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course.
This is Daniel with Midnight Movie Trash. See ya.